NYC's congestion pricing is good, actually. New York City has a population of 8.2 million people, according to the United States Census Bureau. New York City is the most densely populated major city in the United States. This is a city with more than double the population of Los Angeles, which is the second most populous city in the United States. On January 6, 2025, New York City introduced a toll called congestion pricing. And in this video, I'll be explaining why this will be good for everyone. New York City was a city built before the motor vehicle revolution, meaning that it was made for a human scale. Most of the streets in the city aren't built for such a large amount of vehicles. New York City has a massive subway system with 36 lines that span the entire city, extending into some of the other counties. The subway runs 24/7, and with this much public infrastructure, you would think that New York City wouldn't have problems with traffic, but you would be wrong. This is a video of Manhattan stuck in gridlock. Over 700,000 vehicles enter Manhattan from 6th Street to the Hugh L. Carey Tunnel every single day. That is almost a million cars, honking, emitting pollution and noise, and causing traffic. With narrow streets, countless stoplights, and terrible drivers, it should come to no surprise that people get stuck in gridlock. But why? Why do people insist on driving almost 1 million vehicles every day into this tiny area with little to no parking when riding the subway or even jogging is a faster and much cheaper alternative? Almost 320,000 people from New Jersey commute into New York City on a daily basis, a 62% increase from 1990. These people work in New York City but live in New Jersey because housing is less expensive. I'm not sure how many people in New Jersey drive versus taking the train, but here's what I think, as it's usually the case. A large majority of New Jerseyans take the train, but it's the small percentage of people who insist on driving that cause the gridlock to Manhattan. This guy who lives in New York City zooms past people in cars, cutting through traffic easily in ways I'm not even sure are legal. There are many alternatives to driving, like walking or biking, but people simply aren't taking them. Why? First, let's see why the problem is being caused in the first place. What is causing the gridlock? Cars! That's the main reason. People drive their huge, heavy cars into the city. Many cars, controlled by many humans, is a recipe for disaster. But it's more than just that. We need to dive deeper. Are the people who live inside of New York City causing the traffic problem? Roughly 22% of households own a vehicle, and 6.2 million people residing there. That equates to around 352,000 vehicles from Manhattan residents. You see, that's kind of a problem, considering that Manhattan is only 22.66 square miles. Where do people expect to park more than 250,000 vehicles? There simply isn't enough space for people to drive their cars into town. Other cities, like London, implemented congestion pricing, and it worked wonderfully. Here is a look at London before there were no tolls, when you could drive as freely as you wanted, and here is a look at London afterwards. Beautiful, car-free. It's a little strange because every time I go onto a news article or YouTube video about congestion pricing, there's always a bunch of suburbanites who rage and complain about how congestion pricing will affect them negatively. London flooded the streets with buses when congestion pricing went into effect and immediately saw traffic drop and air quality improve. The comments on this video are also people out of their mind. Jew price gouging? What the heck? This guy actually had the right sort of mind. This guy said that congestion pricing didn't help London at all. Again, here is a before and after comparison with congestion pricing. So what is this guy on? So if congestion pricing worked in London, then why are people complaining? I have no clue. Some of the comments also say that this congestion pricing will kill the working class and that the rich who cause the traffic won't be affected. But that's simply not true, and I'll explain it more later on. And finally, here is the part you've all been waiting for. Here's how congestion pricing will actually help. Pollution. With 700,000 vehicles driving into Manhattan daily, that is quite a lot of noise and air pollution. Moving these suburbanites from their cars to more sustainable forms of transportation like walking, biking, or taking the train will help everyone. Listen to this video of a Manhattan resident having to deal with this noise. And before you say, well, cities are normally loud, watch this video by Not Just Bikes. It's a great video. It isn't cities that are loud, it's the cars. Now, Manhattan residents won't have to deal with this unbearable noise 24/7. killing the working class. The $9 tax will affect the working class, but it'll be for the better. Working class people won't have to waste their time stuck in gridlock. They are now incentivized to take other means of transportation that are cheaper and more efficient. And for the people who absolutely need a car, there will be discounts and exemptions available for eligible vehicle owners. This makes sure that the toll system is fair and doesn't place a burden on people who need to drive for work or other reasons. Traffic. I found a website called congestionpricingtracker.com, which was created to measure the impact of congestion pricing on vehicle times in New York City. Even though the congestion toll has only been active for a few days, there has already been a massive reduce in traffic time. Look at this graph. That is crazy. From 30 minutes to almost 15, Manhattan basically unclogged themselves from traffic with a simple $9 tax. People who didn't really need to drive their car no longer do. And this means faster response times for emergency vehicles and little to no traffic for people who still need to drive their car into Manhattan. Other cities should seriously look at this congestion pricing and start to evaluate whether it'll benefit them. Of course, it'll take time. People will be angry when they can't drive their cars into the city, but slowly they'll start to realize that this is for the best. Well, that's about all from me. I have to eat breakfast and do other things. If I didn't cover any topics, let me know in the comments and I'll try to respond to them. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you liked the video.